Shri R.N. Jaju is Chairman Board of Governors, Bimtech. A brilliant student of his times and gold medalist in M.Com from the University of Rajputana, he started his career as a lecturer at Birla College, but soon was inducted into industry by Shri B.K. Birla. Over 5 decades of varied experience in industry, from middle to the top level, has made him a seasoned executive. Since 1971, he is president of ECE Industries Limited, a multi-product and multi-locational outfit belonging to the B.K. Birla Group of Industries. A widely travelled person all over the world during last 40 years, Shri Jaju has assimilated various global practices to fruitful usage in the Indian engineering sector. He is also a renowned poet and writer and has contributed to Hindi literature over the last few decades. He has carved a niche for himself in the field of education with the establishment of Birla Vidya Niketan at Putla Vihar, New Delhi and Birla Institute of Management Technology. For his industrial and literary contributions, he was awarded Rajasthan Shri in 1991. Sir, I now request you to address the 20th batch of Bimtech.
Our chief guest, Dr. Preetham Singh ji, our guest of eminence, Verma ji, our director, Dr. Chaturvedi, deputy director, Dr. Verma, Dr. Shri Prakash ji, and our registrar, our senior members of the faculty, guests and dear students. Verma ji just now said after Preetham Singh ji's speech that when he has spoken, I must be out. I reversed his sentence that when Preetham Singh ji had spoken, I must be in. And why? He has proved himself almost as a learned man of literature coming from Banaras and said so many wonderful things. Another giant from Banaras whose name all of you know and he knows, Pandit Hadar Shadwedi. He used to often come to our place and we used to talk. Now that very sentence, that very couplet which we discussed and I had written about Pandit Hadar Prasad, actually I believe it is for Dr. Preetham Singh that he today unfolded himself in such a lovely manner and such popular way that I should pay the tribute to him. Jnani ho, gambhir bano mat. That's what I told Dr. Hadar Prasad ji. And that I tell everybody. But how he has nicely proved me wrong. Jnani ho, gambhir bano mat. चंदन का टीका बन जाओ, सभी रगड़ लें, सभी लगा लें, तुम मस्तक पर शोभा पाओ। बढ़ना अच्छा वही कि जिससे बढ़ती रहे प्रसन्नता। वो घट जाना भी तो अच्छा, घटती जिससे भिन्नता। और चलना अच्छा वही कि पथ के अन्य पथिक भी चल सकें। थमने में क्या हानि अगर हम थमकर तनिक संभल सकें। With these words, I would now put before you my not an address but words of my advice to the new dear students. On joining Bimtech, you should have your own clarity of convictions about the capacities you will need to acquire during your studies here and before passing out. While seeking admission and on getting selected, and now after joining Bimtech in your respective stream of studies, you must cultivate your determination to track a route and run on the same to reach a junction or the destination where you can continue or change your gear for better application as a player to face practicals of life. As presentation is one factor that represents how capable you are at your work, you have to first make sure how to present things to your future bosses by training yourselves to use the standard software. Daily use of business software will empower you to track new variables which may be concerning some important part of your future business. The determination to track a route defines your consistency of efforts to learn, understand and follow with confidence the assignment that you may come across or are given. This institute will make a concerted effort towards your personality development in classes of groups of 10 to 15 students where 100% attendance will be mandatory. A specialist will formally and informally monitor and participate in these classes with some cutting edge. Through this interesting exercise, you are to ensure to build a new corner in your personality. Under stress of studies, you are likely to remain not updated regarding factors affecting world markets unless you devote about half an hour to your subscribed copy of daily newspaper as your regular assignment. When you do so, you will be more ready to use your tongue truly for what your mind thinks. Nothing will be enforced on you, but you will get inculcated with this phenomenon of remaining updated. Each one of you will have to engage in research work. But it appears a wishful thinking, because how can it be for each one of you? I think that until you strike a deal with your regular studies on daily basis for research, you won't filter out a new tool immediately of any system or strategy for planning survival. Regimentation will have to be a key word. I give you an unpalatable example for your accepting relevant portion only. After losing the First World War, the German nation lost its confidence. After the year 1930, Hitler came on the scene and changed the entire metal of German nation by regimentation. So much so that nobody remained unemployed. There was none who did not have 10 things to do. Everybody had a frame of time and in it a picture of work. Hitler made the whole nation a new equipment. The present German nation has inherited such best equipment from that regimentation, which originated from constant research and application. Germany has been my half home. I've been there almost 45 times. Therefore, I could tell you this. Dear young ones, you will have to demonstrate your talent to the user who is to get impressed with your presence. You may get a chance to contribute to the existing line of work. Otherwise, start molding another frame for yourself to improve the pattern of work to result-oriented effects. In such a situation, you will not be hungry for placements. In such a situation, you will not be hungry for placements. There will be people hungry to place you. You will have the confidence to tell your employer, let me be with you or with your work for 24 hours. And you will realize by the evening that you need me. You will be at once recognized in this way as industry ready. It is imperative for each one of you to be a manager and to know how to manage instinctively. You are not going to remain an ordinary skeleton. The Institute may soon be introducing one compulsory period every week here where an agreed topic will be given a week before to each one of you, and you will be asked to involve yourself in oral presentation of 3 to 5 minutes. This will demonstrate the development of your analytical power. Every week, your presentation will be given a marking and a grade by a panel of teachers and will be put on the computer as a record. It must act as motivation. We may say 100 things to you today, but there is no alternative to your own conviction of what the Institute holds for you and how you experience it. You will have to cultivate daily reporting science as your heartbeat. That will take care of so many missing systems. This will encourage new plannings for so many studies, whether in marketing or in investment projects, in technology transfer proposals, or in expansion programs, and all these will finally lead to a new value addition in your personality. The paramount question of your ability, quality, and utility will start emerging automatically. Alternatively, you will develop diffidence, and your user will start losing patience. Between the two messages lies our orientation program of tomorrow and day after. You are our new seeds, and we depend more on you for our success than you depend on us. There is an ancient Chinese curse or compliment. May you live in interesting times. The saying says, may you live in interesting times. There has never been more interesting time in history than the first decade of the 21st century, which is full of blows, survivals, sudden changes, and new opportunities. See, the education in the colleges and universities has to be administered and managed, not only imparted. Hospitals are only to cure, not only to cure diseases and do operations, but are to be run efficiently and commercially. Harbors, ports, entertainment spots, roads and bridges are not only to be built but are required to be regulated. Sports and stadiums are not only to be established but are to be conducted. See, this new combination, though so different from factory life and industrial environment, yet it is very much in the same style and same form. Business of work is no different than work of business. Honestly speaking, everything being done today is for managing tomorrow. Let us put ourselves into that strategy and face new challenges ahead. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It has indeed been a delightful and invigorating experience listening to such eminent panelists here today. I'm sure all my young friends here are inspired and fully charged up to emerge victorious as business leaders and entrepreneurs as is envisaged in our vision at Bimtech. Friends, are you all committed and stimulated enough to take up this challenge? Yes. The decibel level should be proportionate to your commitment. Come on, wake up. Yes. Great. As a token of our gratitude to the stalwarts on the dais, I request our Dean Research, Dr. Shri Prakash, to present a memento to our Chief Guest, Padma Shri Dr. Pritam Singh ji.